Okay, so to solve this equation, since we have to distribute fractions, what we want to do is maybe just be a little bit careful about the reduction stage. Conveniently, these do reduce, but we might want to show that step. So let's go ahead and distribute the 1/5 to each of the two terms there, 30x and 45, and then distribute the negative 1/4 to each of these terms. And I'm going to go ahead, even though they do reduce and we could skip a couple steps here, I'm going to go ahead and show the work here. So I've got 1/5 times 30x plus 1/5 times 45 minus 14. Continue to the other side of the equation and take the negative 1/4 and distribute it as well. So negative 1/4 times 12x. And it's a negative 1/4 times a negative 36. So that will actually end up becoming a positive 1/4 times 36. So I end up showing each of those multiplications. Now, I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to notice that each of these do reduce because 5 goes into 30, so we can reduce. So we would end up with a 1 and a 6, and right there I now have just 6x. And similarly, 5 does go in and reduce the 45 as well. So I can reduce the 5 and the 45. So we'll get a 1 in the denominator here and a 9 here. And then we'll just end up having plus 9. The minus 14 just carries down the equal sign, and in a similar way we will reduce each of these as well. So the 4 goes into the 12 3 times, so we have a minus times a 3x, so we get minus 3x. The 4 goes into the 36 9 times, so we'll end up with plus 9. Go ahead, collect like terms. We just have those two constants to collect here, so we will end up with 6x minus 5 equals negative 3x plus 9. And then what I would suggest doing is moving the constants to the left, the constants to the right, and the variables, the negative 3x, to the left. And I'll keep our terms with the variable positive, but it doesn't really matter. We could have gone the other direction. So add 3x to both sides, add 5 to both sides, and we'll end up at 9x equals 14. And then we just simply have to divide by 9 to isolate x. So we divide by 9, and we find that x is equal to 14 ninths. And if for any reason we wanted to convert that to a mixed fraction, we could. 9 goes into 14 one whole time with 5 remaining, so that is equivalent to 1 and 5 ninths. And that's it. I just like to show that little additional step right there because it can get a little confusing. There's a lot of simplification that happens right there in that line. So we can show that and illustrate that distribution and simplification.